So this is part 2 of the part 2 of the unemployment chapter in our textbook. And we are going to finish up with who is a discouraged worker. Because this is such a big part of the labor force and it skews the data, we spend a lot of time kind of focusing on that and whether or not they're counted. So we know that they're not, and what we need to do is focus on part-timers as one part of this category. Part-timers are counted. So you may not consider yourself working or part of the discouraged, but if you are working 1 hour a week, then that we count you as employed. Obviously, that's going to distort the labor force picture. Even though it does distort it, it's not such a degree that we get rid of the category. So these are the unemployment rates for different groups in the United States. This was September 2011, so it's been a little bit of time. But you can see the different categories by ethnic group and by educational level. And this is unemployment rates. So typically, people are unemployed for differing rates, differing time periods. The Great Depression and the Great Recession of 2008, significant length of time that people were unemployed and or discouraged. The average period of unemployment in April of 27 was 17 weeks. That had expanded to 41 weeks in September of 2011. That's a huge jump and may be attributable to changes in unemployment insurance. So we have a couple different ways of determining whether people are employed or not. Another one is called the Establishment Survey. It has 4 drawbacks, as you can see there. But it has an advantage because it's based on actual payroll. So it's not a survey of somebody calling you on the phone and saying, have you looked for a job? Which is unverifiable. It's actually data that we can take a look at and gather from companies. Another aspect of unemployment that's difficult to come to grips with is that there are changes in jobs over time. We may create new jobs due to new technology and therefore eliminate jobs. We may have changes that take place over structural industrial changes. So that's going to create jobs and eliminate jobs. And you can kind of see the change reflected here, even in the short period of time between September and December of 2010. So people spend an amount of time looking at job searches. Somebody may be frictionally unemployed because they are searching for a particular job, and therefore it takes a longer period of time. So there are variations that take place, and there are also variations seasonally, which we've explained already. Sometimes you'll see data that shows the unemployment rate seasonally adjusted, in which case they're taking into account seasonal unemployment when giving you that unemployment rate. And keep in mind always that full employment still has a natural rate of unemployment. So let's take a look quickly at insurance. Unemployment insurance. Unemployment insurance payments usually come from the government. helping to lessen the hardship of people that are unemployed. You are probably well aware of the discussions over the pandemic and the request to provide aid to people that are out of work. That's a unemployment insurance payment. Different countries have different insurance programs, and same countries have different insurance programs over time. We may choose to lengthen the period of time that somebody gets unemployment insurance because times are really tough, and we may shorten it to push or encourage people to look for a job a little bit faster. Another impact is the minimum wage laws. You know that they are continually going up. You also know that they have an impact on the equilibrium, creating artificial spikes in competition. Labor unions are another aspect of unemployment and labor, in that they are pushing for better working conditions and better pay. So companies have determined ways of measuring wages, not just by the numeric dollar sign, but by the way it increases efficiency of production. Okay, in previous editions we've gone into inflation, and right now we're going to stop here so that we're just covering the component of unemployment in your textbook. So that's part 2. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful. I know I'm a little monotone. I'm trying to get different facial expressions so I excite you. In any event, this is where we're going to end. And I will see you next class for our Zoom meeting.